Hi folks, it's me Michaela and welcome back to my channel. I hate to be a broken record when it comes to this, but I am still in my reading slump. I can't get out of it. I'm really hoping that now, my life finally is going to be getting back to its regular scheduled programming, that starting tomorrow, I can get back into my old routine, which included a lot of reading. I'll get back into reading, slump no more, you know? You feel me? So I'm looking forward to that. But in the meantime, I'm also this slump's been going on for a really long time and I don't want to be in a slump. I don't like the slump feeling. The amount of doom scrolling I have been doing because I've just been slumping so hard is unreasonably high. So I need to get my life back together. I need to get myself out of my reading slump so I can read books. Also, in case you were not aware, it is very difficult to have a booktube channel when you are not currently reading books. Yes. All my planned video scheduling is going out the window because your girl's not reading much of the books right now. The pages are not being read. I am not looking at the words with my eyeballs and understanding it. It's just not happening right now. So, what I thought we'd do today is you can come along with me while I'm standing in front of my bookshelves. How exciting. And make a fall TBR, because I feel like part of what is keeping me in the slump is I don't know what to read. There's too many options. And I think if I make a fall TBR kind of vibe that narrows down some options to some that I feel yeah, I might want to read this, if not right this second, but in the very near future. This is a vibe I'm kind of feeling, that if I have that list to choose from instead of every book ever written ever as a list to choose from, that the slump might end sooner rather than later. So let's make a TBR. I am currently trudging my way through Unbelievable, the fourth Pretty Little Liars book by Sarah Shepard. I've read 90 pages in the last week or more. God, I don't, who am I? This is so not like me. So I am currently reading that, and I have a decent number of books on my shelf that are of interest. I think the first one that's really sticking out to me is Quicksilver by Callie, Hart. I have read this, but I read it digitally, and I did end up buying a copy because I really liked it, and then I also pre-ordered the second book. So the new edition, I got the limited edition one with the sprayed edges, not because I even like sprayed edges, but purely because this one was on sale and just the regular standard one wasn't. So I saved money by getting the special one. I don't even understand how that works. What is capitalism? But I did get this, and I did want to reread this before I read Brimstone, which comes out in November. So this would be the perfect time of year to be doing the reread. And I feel like a reread is a really great thing to be doing because I only have to half pay attention because I've read it before. You know what I mean? You can read so much faster when you're rereading, and also it becomes a comfort read because you're I know what's gonna happen. There's no stress. So I think that will definitely be the first book I put on this TBR of sorts. And then another one that I was thinking might be a good reread is the final critical reread of Harry Potter that I have been doing for 2 years or something. I've just very slowly been making my way through the books of rereading them with kind of a more critical mind. I don't talk about them on the channel other than saying I read them, but I think going back to something that's very nostalgic to my childhood is a good potential option for the TBR. This feels like something that I would want to read. Ooh, I am also going to just move this. Where's a good spot? Nowhere. I'm using the bookshelf. Why did I think stacking the books on the bookshelf in front of the books I'm trying to look at what's a good idea? But looking over here, I think I also might read Heir of Fire. I feel like this is calling to me a little bit. I've been having so much fun making my Throne of Glass reading vlog videos, and I love to yap and pick apart and complain, but also love this series so far. And so I think Heir of Fire might be something I would want to read. Also, fall is prime fantasy reading time for me. I feel the coziness of autumn just, calls for fantasy reading. And Crown of Midnight left off at like quite the like, it's not quite the cliffhanger, but it just like leaves you at a point where you're like, oh my god, what's gonna happen next? You know, like, oh, I see the potentiality of how this is gonna blow up, and like I want to see it blow up. So maybe I'll be reading another Throne of Glass book soon. This is also like written more in like a YA style. I still am not sure if I would necessarily categorize this as YA because of some of the subject matter, but it is like written kind of in that like YA voice, which is very easy to read and very easy to comprehend. I have a very large stack of fantasy at the moment. This is good though. I'm figuring out where I want to be. This is what I need to do. I need to figure out what I'm feeling in the current vibe. What else am I interested in reading? What is calling to me? Ooh, something that could be a good thing to put on this list as well. Speaking of fall and cozy vibes. A Cozy Mystery. Veronica Speedwell, number 5, A Murderous Relation by Deanna Raybourn. I adore this series. Never read it often enough, even though every time I read it, I'm like, oh my god, I love this series. I should read more of it. And then I like don't read any for like 18 months. I don't know what to tell you. This is just who I am as a person, unfortunately. So I feel like also Cozy Mystery, like this short, sweet Veronica and Stoker banter vibes. You know how much I love the banter. So like I feel like this is also a good option to get as a potential choice to leave the slump. Okay, I'm getting excited about books. This is good. This is good. This is what I need. I need to feel the passion. I need to feel the love for the reading. I think as much as I was really getting into general fiction in the summer, I am now suddenly feeling very out of general fiction. So I think I'm just gonna like ignore the entirety of this shelf up here because I don't think me and general fiction are getting along very well right now because my brain just cannot big brain. And when I read general fiction, I kind of like to feel big brain, but my brain is in fact very small right now, so like can't be at that. And you know what, if you don't want to be at it, don't be at it. So what is next? I also think this could be like a really fun time to start my Hunger Games reading experience. I did read these when they first came out, but that was like a decade ago, and I read, I'm pretty sure, like all 3 books in like 4 days or something when I was in high school. Like I have like very vague memories of like staying up until 2 a.m. like reading the book, and then like, so do I remember much of what happens? Not really. So this could be something that's fun. Also, this is like a short book, and again, YA, quick read, nostalgia. This is clearly the theme for fall. Nostalgia, cozy fantasy reads, other than this one mystery, but ignore that. Ignore that is not matching the vibe, but you get it. I think I might want to pick like one more book, just have like 6, maybe 7. I normally would say 10, but let's be honest, I'm in a slump. I can't be that ambitious in picking out 10 books. That's asking myself too much. I also obviously do still have a lot of like Libby loan books, but I'm not going to be including anything that I would need to loan digitally from the library on the list, just because I do prefer reading physically over digitally. And if I'm in the slump, I don't think picking a digital book is a good option for me right now. So I'm sticking to like my physical reads. Though one book that I don't have it physically yet, but I do plan on getting it, would be, I have no idea if you can see this. This is my stack of Chestnut Springs that I'm pointing at, if you can't see this right now. Should I like check? Too much work. So my stack of Chestnut Springs, I've done my reread of Flawless, Heartless, and Powerless. So I would really love this fall to get my little fingies on a copy of Reckless and then read that. Cowboy Romance. Let's just like imagine that is on the stack here. It's like this. It'd be kind of like that peachy orange color. Say Reckless on it, Elsie Silver. Yeah, just imagine that's on this stack, because I'm gonna add that to the list because I don't have it physically, but I plan on having it physically, you know. And then, ooh, this is like might be kind of left field, but perhaps the final book I'll put on this list. Oh my god, why am I trying to do this one? I'm not left-handed. Do 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 do. Bam. The Lost Metal by Brandon Sanderson. I know this is like such a chunk of a book that you're probably thinking like, girl, why are you going to pick that to get you out of a slump? But this is the final book in Era 2 of Mistborn. And when I finished reading The Bands of Mourning, which is the 3rd book, it really like left at a place where the world had been expanded so much in a really exciting way. And the idea of like finishing a series is really exciting to me. And I also find that Brandon Sanderson's writing, even though it is like high fantasy and his world building is really complex, I don't find like the writing style itself is very complex and is instead like a very digestible reading style. Like you can read it really quick, even though like it's not going to be quick because it's so long, but like it'll take you less time to read this many pages by Brandon Sanderson that it would take you to read this many pages by like a different author potentially. You know what I mean? Do you get that? So like this could be something that could be fun. Also, fantasy, like on theme. I think I'm going to say this is my fall TBR to help me get out of my slump. I have the reread of Quicksilver by Callie Hart, my critical reread of Harry Potter for the nostalgia, the potentiality of reading Heir of Fire from Throne of Glass to move on in that series because I've just been having so much fun vlogging that, the 5th book in Veronica Speedwell mystery series, A Murderous Relation by Deanna Raybourn for the cozy mystery vibes. We have my reread, but do I actually remember reading it, The Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins, again for nostalgia. And then we have The Lost Metal by Brandon Sanderson, Era 2 of Mistborn finale. And then also the potentiality of The Invisible Imagine It's Here, Reckless by Elsie Silver from Chestnut Springs for a little cowboy romance to sprinkle in there. I think that's like a solid list of books. I'm happy with that. And I think I'm gonna leave that there. Like honestly, this was the video. I just wanted to yap and talk about books that I might want to read and build a TBR together. And we did. So congrats. Great job, friends. You really helped so much. Thank you for being here. What happened? Okay. But this is going to be where I leave things. So if you happen to like the video, make sure to give it a like, give it a little thumbs up. If you happen to like me, consider subscribing. I'd be happy to have you. Do let me know down below, how do you build TBRs? Did you like building this TBR with me and seeing my thought process? Was this really boring and you would prefer me to just do my usual sit down kind of list TBRs? Do you have a fall TBR? Have you read any of these books? What do you think of them? Blah, 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 blah. Thoughts, questions, feelings, comment. Thank you. And with that, I hope you're having a wonderful day today, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.